The US Federal Communications Commission has banned imports of foreign-made humanoid robots, primarily targeting China, citing national security risks in advanced AI and robotics. Officials aim to protect US technology and reshore critical industries amid concerns over strategic competition and potential dual-use threats. China's Foreign Ministry spokesperson Mao Ning strongly criticized the move, accusing the US of abusing national security pretext to suppress Chinese companies.
China firmly opposes the U.S. overstretching the concept of national security and abusing state power to go after Chinese companies. Protectionism does not make the U.S. more competitive and will only hurt the interests of U.S. companies and consumers. China will continue firmly defending the legitimate and lawful rights and interests of Chinese companies and take all measures necessary.
Russia's Federal Security Service has charged Telegram founder Pavel Durov with facilitating terrorist activities. The FSB claims the messaging app failed to remove channels, chats, and bots allegedly used by Ukrainian intelligence and extremist groups to coordinate sabotage, terrorism, and cyber fraud inside Russia, resulting in casualties. An international arrest warrant has been issued for Durov, who lives abroad and holds dual French and UAE citizenship. Neither Durov nor Telegram has issued a detailed public response to the latest charges. The move escalates long-running tensions between Moscow and the encrypted platform. And Prime Minister Andy Burnham has outlined 3 key pledges to tackle Britain's social care crisis. In a speech earlier today, he announced that the independent review led by Baroness Louise Casey will be brought forward to report in summer 2027. He pledged immediate reforms to strengthen the care workforce, including better earnings, training, and progress towards NHS standards. Burnham also defended his cross-party approach, inviting opposition leaders for talks on long-term solutions. He described past failures as a major dereliction of public duty and warned the NHS risks collapse without urgent reform.
Last month, 13,600 people were deemed medically fit to be discharged, but couldn't be. That was in an average across the month in England. 3,000 people every single day receiving corridor care. Corridor care. The trade unions now are monitoring corridor care. Do you remember there was a time when that was what you called the winter pressures? Well, these are year-round now, and staff in the NHS are trying to deal with those pressures every single day. And there's growing talk of burnout amongst NHS staff because the pressure they are trying to deal with is simply too great. And it's not sustainable. If you think about all of those things, then you know the NHS cannot carry on in that position. And let's not have a conversation about social care as though it lives in its own silo. It doesn't live in its own silo. It's intrinsically linked to the National Health Service and what happens there. When I left office as Health Secretary, wasn't all my doing, but 98% of people there or thereabouts were going through A&E within 4 hours. If you look at that figure today, it's about 75%. And there is just no way that we can restore the NHS to the standards that we would all want to see without fixing this issue. We can't do it. So we need to face up to it with a new determination. We need to bring our best game to this and not the sort of stock in trade of Westminster, business as usual, and just finding a reason to score points rather than actually face up to what's involved here, given that it involves so many vulnerable people, so many underpaid staff, and so many under pressure people in our National Health Service. We need to bring the best of us to solving this issue because it affects all of us in one way or another.
In a 51-47 vote along party lines, the US Senate has confirmed Jay Clayton as President Trump's new Director of National Intelligence. During his confirmation hearing, Clayton pledged to focus on enhancing the trust of the American people in the ODNI and strengthening coordination between the intelligence community and the public. President Trump congratulated Clayton in a post on Truth Social, saying, quote, "Jay is outstanding in every way and will do a spectacular job as director."
I am honored to appear before you today as the nominee to be the Director of National Intelligence. I would like to thank President Trump for placing his continued trust and confidence in me. I am humbled by this nomination and grateful for the opportunity to continue serving our country. I also want to thank my wife, Gretchen, and our children for their support and their commitment to public service. I also thank the many women and men I have worked with at the SEC and the DOJ. Together, we have built great teams that have delivered for the American people. Senator Rounds, I thank you for those very kind words and for your commitment to the people of South Dakota and our country. I have been fortunate to serve in a broad range of leadership roles in both the public and private sectors. Each position has presented challenges and opportunities. If confirmed, I intend to approach the D&I role in the same way I have approached these roles: mission-focused and team-oriented, taking on the challenges and seizing the opportunities. The mission of the Director of National Intelligence is clear: to ensure that the policymakers and institutions that the intelligence community serves, especially the President, our military leaders, and Congress, receive the best possible intelligence in a timely, objective, and independent manner. That mission and obligation will be front of mind every day. If confirmed, I will work to strengthen the coordination and communication between the intelligence community and the people we serve. I will focus on enhancing the trust of the American people in the ODNI, the intelligence community, and our federal government generally. I will have an open door and walk the halls policy. This has proven invaluable. I also look forward to engaging with this committee and the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence frequently.
Stay tuned to our Love World news stations for more updates from around the globe.